Hi, my name is Sylvia and welcome to my channel. This is a place for great people to achieve greater results. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by clicking the subscribe button below. Today it's a great topic because we are going to talk about relationships. I was doing some research online and checking what are actually people interested to know about relationships. And there was one question that really catch my mind because I really like the question, even though it's not a positive question. But the question that I come across was, why do relationships go wrong? And I think that especially these days when we have a lot of possibilities to connect with each other, we can access really the whole world, and we have a lot of relationships in our lives. We talk about family, friends, colleagues, romantic partners, church, community, etc., even the neighbors, for example. Relationships is something that is dynamic, and for me, definitely, it equals energy. And so, after reading this question that a lot of people asked, which was, why do relationships go wrong? I have thought and I have prepared for you personally 3 reasons I think people go apart, people disconnect, and actually the relationship may go wrong. It doesn't mean that they cannot repair them and go back together, but in general, these 3 reasons will give you an idea why relationship may go wrong. So definitely the first point is that people stop being compatible. And what I mean by that is that we are changing as well as the circumstances are changing. And so if people don't communicate and don't spend enough time together, the alignment between them is actually not as strong as, for example, at the beginning. And so so slowly, and you will see that obviously this is a slow process because it's a relationship, right? So slowly you will see that there are more things that they have different than they have in common. This can be, as I said, lack of communication. It could be that they don't spend enough time with each other. But in general, the first reason why may the relationship go wrong is that people are not compatible. The second reason is that people are indifferent and starting to be resentful to each other. And this is also related to the fact I mentioned just right now about compatibility. But more importantly, this is about the reason why we are together, why this friend, I keep connecting with this friend, or I have lunch with my business colleague. So the reason, reminding ourselves about the reason why we are connecting is definitely a good way how you can keep the relationships and um, alive and vibrant. And so, as I said, the other thing is that the issues, or if you have any concerns, they are not addressed immediately, right? Especially we women have many times fear of losing the other person, and so we sometimes just don't address it, don't discuss it. But as you know, it just piles up. It doesn't really help in the long term, and so it can grow from a small thing, it can be a bigger thing, and suddenly, we just become resentful. We just withdrawn from the relationship. We don't want to spend any more time with this person. And so obviously the remedy for this is to speak up, to take the courage and to take the decision to speak up. If you feel that, for example, speaking up is hard for you, you can always write a letter, you can always write an email, you can always write a couple of notes when you want to speak with the other person. There's absolutely no shame about that. It's absolutely normal, because if you care about the relationship, you want to do everything that you can, right, to keep it working and moving forward in a positive and optimistic way. And the third one, the last one, is about giving space the other person. So especially for the beginning, if you meet a new person, let's say at a business conference, or if you meet a new friend or a romantic partner, many times we're so overwhelmed with the emotions that we want to spend with them as much time as possible. So basically what happens, we don't give them enough space to process their thoughts, to process their emotions, and really to charge themselves and reconnect. So what happens if we spend too much time together, sometimes it can cause opposite effects. So it's like a magnet, right? At the beginning you are so much attracted, but if you spend too much time together, you actually pull yourself apart. So obviously the remedy for that and how to solve it is to give each other space, right? To create the desire to meet again, to create the space for people to live again their lives, recharge, and then meet again. So it's really about the desire, it's really about space and time. So unfortunately with relationships, it's not a quick thing. It's something that we need to work on every day and on a regular basis. And this is also the last bonus point, which I would like to say, and that's having irregular checks with your partner, with your friend, with your colleague, with anyone you have the relationships is really important. I know a lot of people don't want to do it because it's just too much, it's just too mundane. Excuse me. They just wanted to go with flow. But if you just go with the flow, and if you just brush the surface of the relationship is not going to last long. So schedule those regular meetings, have a regular conversations, spend time on a regular basis, and you will see that slowly the relationship will improve and grow. And if you need more time apart, you can always discuss about that. But the most important thing is that you check with yourself and with the other person on a regular basis and bring up everything that you want and care about into this discussion, so that you live, you feel the energy, you like to spend the time together rather than forcing yourself to be together. And then obviously this is not healthy because it creates the resentment that I already discussed before. So this is it. Thank you very much for your time today. If you have any comments, please put them below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.